Wednesday, 8th of the 11th of 2023. Ballin. I wanna see it painted black, black as night, black as coal. I wanna see the sun, black from the sky. I wanna see it painted black. Let's get this fucking weekend rolling. High intensity, high stakes. Woo! Going to battle once again, but can we win the war? Jesus Christ, every time I do this to myself, I gotta... Hi, I'm Alexi Pukanikan, and we're ballin' today, tomorrow, and most definitely yesterday. At what cost? God diggity damn, the Rolling Stones. They got me fired up. Painted black. It's been in some war movie. It got me fired up, ready to go for this episode. Listen, a lot of things has happened the past week. I'm getting straight into it. But I did have this random thought in the morning. It's really like, you ever think about how phones nowadays, they're almost designed for you to buy a phone case for it? And isn't that just like something to do with like controlling the market and stuff? Because it's like, dude, why do you design a fucking phone that can't withstand shit? No kind of force can apply onto it. On the surface of it, it's literally, it cracks, especially iPhone. That motherfucking cracks all the time. And then there's all the phone fixing places that are. Why do they make it so fragile? Like, if you're making it that smart, you might as well, like, it's well designed, the software, all this fucking technical bullshit. But why not just make it like not break? You get what I'm saying? A little off topic, but I felt like I had to get that out of my chest, off my like shoulders and shit, because that really pressed me in the morning. I had that thought, and that just, that got me thinking. But maybe I'm overthinking, because I also got all the thoughts that are carrying into this week from last week. Week 9 was a doozy. Man. I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, last weekend of sports, I was hustling, man. It was difficult for me to keep on track with the games, every kind of events. I was just barely, and it was mainly due to the first game I saw on Sunday. I hyped it up so goddamn much. And the Frankfurt game ended up not going the way that I said it was going to go. But what I was talking about this week was, with the exception of one matchup, which was the Carolina Panthers versus the Indianapolis Colts, every single other game was either a one-score game, as in if the losing team could have scored either a touchdown, field goal, something, they would have tied it up or led the game, or only field goals, or the other possibility was only field goals from one team and completely destruction and popping off from the other side. That was the only two. And because of this weird anomaly of a week in the NFL, I feel like it is justified for me to mention every single one of the matchups. So let me go ahead and break this down for everyone. All right, we're going to keep it fast. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to get straight to the point. But I feel like we're going to get a nice overview of what the hell just happened in such a weird, like, halfway, exactly this week that marks halfway through the season, and it ends up being such a weird one with interesting matchups as well. But here we go. The first game, that was the Thursday night game, was Titans versus Steelers. I guess the Pittsburgh Steelers ended up stealing that game. I guess they stole that game. I guess, yeah, 20 to, was it 20 to something? I remember it was an even number. That I do remember. Except my websites here aren't loading because, I don't know, my laptop's too weak. It can't handle the ramage or whatever the fuck it is. Oh my Jesus, it's going berserk. I swear I've been hacked by some Indian fella. Okay, listen. Yeah, 20-16. Steelers improved to a 5-3 record. Alrighty, Rue. Mike Tomlin always got that positive record. Don't doubt him. Next game, and this was the one that I started to talk about. The Dolphins versus Chiefs game. Close, but no cigar for my boy McDaniels. Patrick Mahomes went 21-0, and the Chiefs went 21-0 against the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins couldn't get anything together, and the Chiefs defense was on point. And truthfully, this was the only game last week that I watched every single minute of. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to admit that I was so busy. I was even unable to, go home to my mama's, say hi to her, have some of her food, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't do, me and my boys, we also have this kind of like a money line parlay, imaginary parlay, kind of pick'ems kind of thing we got going. I didn't even send in last week. I was busy. You got to understand, I'm working on big things. I'm working on improving every single week, but I'm getting a little off topic. It's always about me, cocksucker. No, it's about the fucking football. Patrick Mahomes was doing so well, and then finally to Tyreek Hill, Mostert was definitely picking up the pace. They were able to come back with 2 touchdowns. Bam. Now it was 14-21, 1 touchdown away from tying up the game, and Tua had a couple of chances. Close but no cigar for the Miami Dolphins boys. Patrick Mahomes is the hot dog to the sauerkraut, motherfucker. Let's go. That's how it is. Sometimes things don't go your way, but this next matchup is the one that I called out last week. I said this is bound to happen. This man is special. And not even using that as like a politically correct way to say retarded, because I guess in a way he has like a physical retardation, like medically, I don't know. Vikings versus Falcons. Trust me, the dots are gonna align. The freshly inducted Viking quarterback Joshua Dobbs traded from the Arizona Cardinals only just 4 days ahead of the matchup against the Falcons. The Cardinals are currently 1-8, and the only game that they've won this regular season is the game that Joshua Dobbs ended up winning for them against a really decent Cowboys back in early in the season. He goes into this game against the Falcons in the sideline, stepping up as the third string quarterback. Kirk Cousins is out for an Achilles injury. Then who's the other kid that came? But he got injured. Okay, sorry, I should know his name. Hope he heals up well. And then Joshua Dobbs had to step in. He was on the sidelines working with the center of the team, getting down his kind of routine, let's just say, or his style of calling or snapping the ball, right? And with ends with the clutch win against the Falcons. High scoring game. This was the one that was a one-score game, right? Like the Dolphins and Chiefs game. 31-28, wins by a field goal. Wins by 3 points with 158 yards, 7 carry. This is a quarterback. 158 yards thrown, 7 carries, as in 7 times he ran the ball, 66 rushing yards. So he averaged like 9 point something yards every time he ran. 1 rushing touchdown, 1 throwing touchdown. This guy is the fucking real deal. I said it when he was in the Cardinals, going against the Cowboys. This guy is the real deal. Whatever the medical condition that he has, that supposedly Jada Pinkett Smith also has, is just a cover up to the world, since he might actually have some superpowers, like some real ass superpowers, like, you know. Like Peter Parker, he said he could just say that, oh, I have this weird virus or something from a snake bite or a radiated snake bite. This is what Joshua Dobbs is saying. He's like, dude, I have this thing where like my hair or something, it just does. Brother, you're kind of like built to do this thing, which is the quarterback position in the American football. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's absolutely insane. He gets to, and he's probably now just gonna be balling with the Vikings. You know, Vikings don't, like I've said before, Vikings don't have weak offensive weapons. They just haven't had a nice, talented leader that's just been consistent, you know. And I really think Joshua Dobbs, he's got that motivation finally settled in, where Vikings last season, they've been doing what they've always done pretty damn well, as at least in recent times. So Joshua Dobbs, you absolute savage, you absolute freak of nature. Next game, Seahawks versus the Ravens. This is the first game where it was field goal from one side and then complete balling out from the other. And this was Ravens against the Seahawks. Now this one stung a little bit, because this was like pretty much the only L I could have, like big L I could have taken the week. And during the week, my Broncos, they're resting. They got a bye week. And I had confidence in my fantasy week matchup, so the only little L that I could have taken is if the Seahawks, you know, lost against the Ravens. And I thought they were going to match up pretty well. Let's just imagine. This is how the game went. Let's just imagine there's this, you know, parallel universe. There's this imaginary world where instead of chicken fights, you know, because that's a real thing, like dog fights, there's also chicken fights. It's like a cultural thing. I know it's like animal abuse or whatever the hell, but if you read into it, it's like a thing. In some cultures, it's a thing. Get fucking used to it. It would, instead of chicken fights, it would be a bunch of underground fucking, you know, gangster football fans. You know, I rep this shit, right? I'm repping these colors, I'm repping these. And before the game, you know how like in like what the whole world otherwise would call the sport football, they sometimes in the World Cup they get like an octopus to like go into and like select the team that's gonna win, and he almost has like a positive percentage or something, like above 50% accuracy. They do this with a bunch of, they match up like an actual Seahawk and an actual Raven inside a cage, and it's a fight to death. These two birds, crazy gambling, high stakes, you know, just gangsters just fucking all gambling. The gambling odds and the lines are up, and then it's just all fucking like just neighborhood gangsters, you know what I'm saying? As soon as the bell rings, the way this game went, as soon as the bell rang, first round, bell rang, bam, the Raven would just fucking one round KO the Seahawk. That's how it happened. That's how the game happened. The Raven just fucking first round knockout, bop, 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 picked them apart with only like 1/5 of a leg left just to kick one fucking field goal, because that's how it went. Oh, 37-3. Like, that's how I'd feel if I was on the sideline. I thought I had the best fucking Seahawk in the world to beat this goddamn Raven. Ravens are small, okay, they're smart, they got the brains or some shit. But Seahawks, we're like, we know how to fly in this ocean tide and shit like that. We're savages, and I'd be like, yeah, let's go, and I'm convincing all of my gangster friends, like, yeah, put like a couple racks on that motherfucker, it gonna destroy that bitch. Yeah. Like, that's how I'd talk if I was a gangster. I'm just saying, like, real shit. And then, like, first round knockout. Oh, no. Like, the guts are getting ripped apart. Like, he's, like, the Seahawk is, like, squirming, like, yelling, and then you're like, no, Gabriel, no, man. We had a bond, man. Me and him, we shared something, man. Fuck. That's how the fucking game went, 37-3. We're gonna go past that one. Thank God I have no affiliation to the next matchup, because it gets worse. Cardinals versus Browns. Let's just say in Arizona, we're getting close to a different type of boiling point. Arizona is steaming hot, the weather all the time. We're getting to a boiling point here with the fans, it ain't too nice. It ain't looking all, breezy and cool. It ain't. It's definitely not looking like that. Rams versus Packers. This is interesting. I didn't think it was gonna end up like this, but another. Oh shit! I forgot to mention Cardinals 0 points scored and Browns 27 points scored. That's what I meant by a boiling point. The next game, same thing, pretty much. Very close similarities. Packers 20, Rams 3. I thought it was going to be Love getting rammed, but turns out Love rammed the Rams. Next game. Now this was one of those that I gotta go a little deeper into, because Jesus, it might as well, like, I couldn't believe my eyes. It might as well have been Jesus on the fucking field this game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers go against the Houston Texans. Houston Texans were 3-4 before this matchup. Buccaneers were 3-4 as well. Both looking to improve to a 0.5. However, it was, I don't think the one side was not ready to go into deep, murky waters, and the other side was. That's how it is. Sometimes to find the answer, you got to go. You got to explore the unknown. You know what I'm saying? And I think CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans, they were ready for it. And the Buccaneers, I would say the offense was ready for it, but the defense was just, they were clinging on, man. They couldn't go. They started getting a bit of a panic attack or something. Like, it got a little too murky. You couldn't see nothing. Baker Mayfield balls out with the Buccaneers and his team. He's not doing bad at all. They ended up scoring 37 points. However, the Texans, they just got on another level. Let's just break this down. First quarter, Buccaneers score 10, Houston scores 7. Second quarter, Tampa Bay score another touchdown, Houston Texans score a field goal. So now going into halftime, it's 17-10. Tampa Bay Buccaneers ahead by 1 touchdown. Third quarter, Tampa Bay Buccaneers scored 2 field goals, and the Houston Texans, they ended up scoring 12 points, right? At this point, let's just say the 23, it was 23 to 22. So 1 point game going into the fourth quarter. Then Tampa Bay scores 2 touchdowns, so 14 points, totaling up to 37 points. 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That seems pretty clutch, right? Not with CJ Stroud picking up the pace, showing people why he really is the rookie of the year potential, and just another elite quarterback potential and prospect. He scores 17 points, 1 extra field goal in the fourth quarter. Let's just break this down. Baker Mayfield did really well. 21 completions with 30 attempts, 265 yards and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And the Texans with CJ Stroud. Wow. This man set a he made a statement, ladies and gentlemen. He made a statement. You don't need a freaking publicist for this kind of statement. All you got to do is just do it. 470 yards thrown, 5 touchdowns against, I have to say this again, against a very on point Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. He set the record for most passing yards in a game by a rookie in NFL history. He just did that. All right, man. We'll be seeing you in the league for the upcoming years for a while. No problem. There it is. CJ Stroud. I don't have to say more than that. Almost, I could have just dropped the stats. Literally, I could have just dropped the stats and just looked at you like, like the MJ. The fuck? And then moved on. Next game. 1-score game. Washington Commanders go against the New England Patriots. And let's just say that in past history, in terms of, let's just say, military complex, Patriots have commanders. You can be a patriot, but you most likely have a commander. And there isn't going to be any goddamn insubordination tolerated in this camp, in this goddamn matchup. I'll tell you that. Commanders take command. Patriots, we respect the fucking mindset, but listen, they fall short. They did try their best, to be honest. Patriots, and they've been close. They've been they haven't been sucking really hard for the past couple weeks, but 20-17, Commanders get the dub, and their logo is literally just one big dub, so works out both ways. Next matchup, Bears, Saints versus Bears. Now, not the highest level matchup. Not to put both teams down. Of course, we're in the professional league and whatnot. However, just I think teams just scrambling for a win, better record and whatnot. So Bears versus Saints. The game ends up 24-17. So a 1-score game. Like Leo DiCaprio, Bears might attack, but I'll come out on top because I got Saints on my side. Bam! I got Saints by my side. The fucking Bears can come at me. No problem. I'll survive that shit. The Saints are with me. Boom. Colts versus Panthers. This was the one exception from the overall statement I gave, or overall recap I gave for this week. Colts versus Panthers, the only exception. The game, it ends up 27-13. The Colts take a dub, and the Panthers, they go to 1-7. But Jim, how do you think the game? The Jim, what would be my American commentator name? Let's think about. AR. A Rex. RX. A Rex. Nah, okay, wait. Now I'm just thinking about it too long. Anyways. Sir Arexipukanikin, how do you feel about the matchup between the Colts versus the Panthers and how it went down? Listen, I'm gonna tell you, it was a solid effort from both teams. Colts were very opportunistic and were able to productively gain an advantage from the misfortune of the Panthers defense. And that's truly what I think was the deciding factor of the overall game in week 9 of the NFL. Next matchup. Late slot Sunday night. The Raiders go against the Giants, and this is after the Raiders experienced some staff changes. Josh McDaniels, the head coach of the Raiders, he got booted instantly. General manager, get the fuck out of here. Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, said, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Get the fuck out of here. That's what happened. And guess what? All the players, all the athletes, they thanked Mark Davis. They were really glad of the move. They were pretty glad. It was all positive vibes after that. Sometimes, listen, and I really think that's just business. And people say business sometimes is ruthless. I get that standpoint. But truthfully, in business, you pull the trigger where if I do this, it might not benefit one particular person, but it's going to benefit a hell of a lot more people. So that's how business is, at least in this context, right? Raiders felt good. Giants, we know they've been struggling pretty damn hard this whole season so far. Giants. I just want to talk about the Giants for a second because this is how it goes. Tommy DeVito, Tommy DeVito, backup quarterback of the Giants. This is my time to shine, really. Was a goddamn embarrassment. What's the... Okay. It's going to get too loud for you. Tommy DeVito, that fucking kid, I can't believe him. Backup of Daniel Jones. I thought Daniel Jones was a big sack of fucking potatoes. But this fucking Tommy DeVito, he's carrying my fucking bloodline into that fucking amazing sport. Backup quarterback of the fucking New York Giants? That kid was a goddamn embarrassment. What's the matter with you? What's the fucking matter with you? Don't be fucking caught slipping ever again like that. You hear me? Or there will be grave motherfucking consequences. You hear me, kid? Don't fucking slip that like that ever again on national fucking television. On national television, you're telling me you're gonna do that? What the fuck was that? You couldn't even score a goddamn touchdown. Okay, look, listen, kid, I get it. You were throwing pretty well. You didn't miss that much. I'll give you that. Okay, you got close to 200 yards. I guess it's not, but 2 interceptions. You better tighten up, kid. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, or there'll be great fucking consequences. That's what happens on the Giants side, but then on the Raiders side, Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Smith. It's like they got that fiery energy. It's like Cinco de Mayo in the motherfucking Raiders gang. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, man. It's positive vibes. It's a little bit more critical on the other. That's just how the whole matchup was. Cowboys versus Eagles. This was prime time on Sunday. Close, big matchup in the NFC East. I'll say that. Yep, with confidence, absolutely. Truthfully, I don't have too much to say about this. I feel like every time it's the Cowboys, I don't, and Eagles, like they're pretty good, I guess. So, to keep up with the theme, I guess Nick Sirianni is the dawn or the capo of the NFL coaching. He is him. He gets the win, man. He gets the win. He lost once. Okay, what you gonna do about it? He takes the win. Bills versus Bengals. Bills versus Bengals. Okay. Monday Night Football. Oh no, shit. Never mind. I misspoke, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles versus Cowboys game was not prime time on Sunday. It was the Bills versus the Bengals. Very good matchup. And then I talked about this matchup last week, and it's great. I think this is realistically one of those just insane not character. I'm thinking of character development. But no, this is like kind of like one of those plot or narrative developments. Not even narrative developments, but if you literally even look at, like, I guess stats, which is the NFL kind of game betting line, right? That's telling you some stats. This is underdog and the favorite. Bills versus Bengals, all of a sudden now it's just like Bengals just going to win everything. That's the overall consensus already. And they're not even like that crazy positive record. They're not like, their record isn't insane. They're tied up for second in the AFC North with the exact same record as the Steelers and the Browns. And somehow everyone just thinks, yeah, Bengals, they're just better than those guys. Arguably as good as the Ravens. And now they got the job done against the Buffalo Bills. And you can flip it the other way then. You're also thinking, whoa, Buffalo Bills. Wait, hold up a second. I thought you were supposed to be like pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? Now you're 5-4. 5-4, with Dolphins 6-3, and I think that's just a slip up. I think Dolphins are going to end up with a lot more wins, and I think they're going to only get to like maybe 4 or 5 losses max. Maybe 4. The Bengals, their snowball. It's the snowball effect again. Dave Portnoy, he bet $67K that Bengals are gonna win the Super Bowl, and then he bet another $12K that they're gonna win it against the Eagles. Some crazy shit like that. The Bengals hunted down and broke apart the pack of Bills and were able to have a feast on the big dub, man. That's how to keep it simple like that. 24-18, 1-score game. Eagles, Cowboys, I forgot to mention, or maybe I did, 28-23, 1-point game. And the last game, drum roll please, is it a close game? What was it? Was it one school? Was it just a field goal from one team? Yeah. It was domination from one side and not too much, but just a kicker on the field a couple times from the Jets. The Chargers do well. The Jets were unable to take off, dude. The Jet was unable to take off. No fuel in terms of the offense. Just no fuel, and you need fuel in the offense to take off. And but the Chargers, the offensive weapons are starting to get more accurate. More effective. They're starting to heat up, as well as the defense, man. It takes a lot to be able to give, such a young offensive core a run for. But I guess that's what it is. I mean, they couldn't fight with fire. You know what I'm saying? The Chargers were giving them hellfire. So I guess we're still gonna have to charge you for the Jets. Because you tried to take off, you didn't. We're gonna charge you. We're gonna charge you for it. All right. That's what I think went down last week. Truthfully. Every single game like that, I covered it, had to try it. I just feel like it was important. It was just such a weird week. Week 10, what's going to happen? Jaguars versus 49ers is going to happen. Jaguars are hot. They're red hot right now. They're on a 6-win streak currently. Something like that. 5-win streak. This is it. Are the 49ers going on a 4-game losing streak? Like I had mentioned last week, there's this belief out there that they're going to go 4 in a row without taking a win. So, and possibly fall down to the second seed or bounce back and stand their ground. I think it's a big game. I would say evenly matched up. Defense is not as strong, but still definitely strong. And Trevor Lawrence and those guys, they're still relatively, let's just say, young. They're not seasoned veterans. Maybe Kirk, Christian Kirk, but that's about that. And I just think, truthfully, I'm gonna keep it a $150 with y'all. I have the opinion that Trevor Lawrence is the elite quarterback. If there is a narrative out there that he isn't, I think he is. Right now, the Jaguars are 6-2. I think they're gonna go to 7-2, without a doubt. It's kind of got the same energy as the Ravens, but he is inevitable and unstoppable right now, in my opinion, in 2023 mid-regular season. So Jaguars, keep the 49ers, the San Francisco, the Bay Area, right? That's what they're called. Keep them humble. Let them go 4 in a row. Sometimes you got to drop a couple truth bombs. NFC North matchup is the next one that I want to talk about. The second versus the fourth. And I just talked about NFC East, Alexi. Why are you so goddamn repetitive? And this is because I really want to get this out of my system. The Cowboys just took a loss, right? And to the division leader. Okay, so then it's like, okay, whatever. Well, that's not the biggest deal. Eagles now going against the Giants, who are struggling. But the name has been mentioned before. So if I didn't make myself clear, the New York Giants are going to go against the Cowboys in Week 10. And I talked about him before. This fucking kid, this Tommy DeVito, last week I lost my mind a little bit. I got a little fucking crazy, but this kid, I watched the tape. He's got heart. He's got heart. Give those fucking leather wearing mook cowboys a proper ass whooping. Because there's a new capo in the division. You know what I'm saying? That Dak wish he could be the fucking capo, but he's just a fucking some goddamn. He's a rat. I'll tell you that. He's a fucking rat. My boy Tommy DeVito, I am loyal to him. He's the capo of the New York Giants. So let's just give the second seed, the 4th seed. Let's give the second seed a quick upset, real quick. Just like dish it out real quick. Raiders are catching a new energetic energy. They're catching it. They're wow. Whoa. Cinco de Mayo. I mentioned it on my, Diaz's, you know what I'm saying? Or the, Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? We're all just, we're feeling good after last week. However, I'm going to stand my ground, guys, because I praised them before. I'm going to keep praising them. I can't just switch up on my boys like that. I know we had a rough last week, but the Jets, there's just, the defense is so damn polished, and we didn't, the bad offensive performance last week, we're going to bounce back even stronger this week. Saleh is going to say, okay, the defense boys, they got it pretty okay. I'm going to just let them ride their wave, but let me take care of Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and especially when I did a little research. Yes, I know, right? Impressive. I do research. The Chargers, in terms of rushing offense, or rushing defense, I mean, as in defending against a running back, they're not too good in the league. And Breece Hall, he's always had the talent to just pop off. So let's just do this, man. He's going to bounce back with Breece Hall. And let's just say that we're going to deny Max Crosby the N-word pass. We're going to, because I swear, Max Crosby, if he won 2 games in a row for the Raiders after they got a new interim head coach, man, he's getting the N-word pass. Especially when the head coach is black as well. Anyways, that's my call going into week 10. Ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, fireworks are going off in MSG. Savages are squaring up in Madison Square Garden. 295. UFC 295. Let's just kick this off. I'm going to keep it simple because I'm too excited. I'm thinking this way. The faster I click stop on this record, the faster I technically, in a sense, get to watch it. I guess that's how time works. Jared Gordon versus Mark Madsen in already the early prelims. We've heard about Jared Gordon. I've heard about Mark Madsen because he is a Danish guy. He's fighting out of Europe. Mark Madsen was on a 4-win streak and 12-0 in his professional career before his most recent fight, where he took his first L of his pro career. Now 12-1. Oh my God, so not scary. Jared Gordon, on the other hand, is a much heavier lightweight. I really do think so. Much bigger as well. Has a size advantage and more experienced fighter. Been around a lot more. Has been tested for sure. And intriguing matchup early into the event, especially lightweight. It's just it's a different level, man. The lightweight, and it's just a perfect weight class to have high explosiveness and technique and all that, man. That is a beautiful matchup already in the early prelims. Now jumping into the prelims matchup that I definitely want to talk about, the beautiful Brazilian babe Tabitha Baby Shark Geeky versus versus Lupi Godinez, who is number 13 in a strawweight division. Tabitha Ricci, Baby Shark, number 10. Now, this is the first ranked fighters we're seeing during this evening. And both women, they got a spice of their own, you know what I'm saying? Little herbs and spices of their own, you know. One, Baby Shark, is insanely athletic, and Loopy puts on a lot of constant pressure, very fighting style, like a Mexican fighter, man. Always coming forward, doesn't back down, keeps the pace, and can go the distance easily. Very effective in getting the decision win and winning the round. So Tabitha Ricci, though, insanely athletic. Maybe size-wise a little bit smaller, but higher ranking versus a very dangerous number 13 in the strawweight division. That's the second last fight of the prelims. Now into the main event. Let me take a sip of water over here. Matt Frivola versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Fuck, how do I really put a French twist to it? Benoit Saint-Denis. Yeah. Hey, I actually think I nailed that. Matt Frivola versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Benoit Saint-Denis. Bam. There it is. It took a couple tries, a couple attempts, but I think I got that right. Even with my kind of, let's just say, negative out view towards the French. But anyways, that was pretty well. You got to respect me for that, right? If there's any French listening. It's a lightweight bout. I fucking like this. The lightweight matchups that the UFC is thrown into the 295. Both men are very dangerous. This is the main event, okay? High level technique from both men. The Frenchman seems to have the size advantage. However, let's see if Frivola, that American blood, you know what I'm saying? If who's ranked number 14 actually in the lightweight division, Saint-Denis is not. So let's see who currently betting odds. Oh, Benoit is he's the fucking favorite, man. But I guess I don't know. I don't doubt Matt Frivola though. He's got some pretty high level tactics that he can throw at the Frenchman. So actually, I was gonna call this one out. I think Tabitha Ricci is gonna win. I think Mark Madsen's gonna win. But this one, I don't know. I think let's just say Benoit. You know, because I feel I really did nail the name there, and he has definitely turned his UFC career towards the more positive recently. So fuck yeah. Hyped for that matchup. The matchup before the co-main and the main, Mackenzie Dern versus Jessica Andrade. Strawweight matchup again between two very dangerous women, okay? And two women in different stages of their career. Jessica Andrade is a veteran, has done multiple main events, multiple co-mains. She's had so many bouts. Let's just check her record, professional record here. 24-12. Oh my god! Like for a lady, that's a lot of fights. That's a lot of fights, especially the amount of fights if you count in where she's fought high level fighters in the division. Right, she's battled the best, and Mackenzie Dern is still on her way, climbing her way up the ladder of the division. So let's see if she wins, but I think Mackenzie Dern I think she has the possibility to be there, to be on the top. I think she is one of the new elites. I think this fight is a big one. She's definitely going to go against someone that has all the experience, that she arguably one of the most experienced female fighters in the UFC. So history. So let's see what goes down. But my bet is in Mackenzie Dern. Pretty Brazilian lady. Co-main event. Heavyweight matchup. High stakes heavyweight matchup. Explosive, two dangerous savage men going against each other. And this is a same narrative into the main event as well. Sergey Pavlovich. How more intense do I have to say that? That sounds like a straight up KGB Terminator freaking killer. Sergey Pavlovich, code name PV670860. Trained assassin to destroy. He's number 2 of the heavyweight division. Goes against Tom Aspinall, the nicest, most fucking intelligent, and at the same time dangerous, athletic, technical heavyweight that is the number 4 in the division. Tom Aspinall, the British fucking heavyweight that is trying his best, giving it his all to go get a look at gold, and this is their first chance for the UFC interim heavyweight championship of the world. John Jones, the current heavyweight champion of the world, out because he tore his pec, injured it real bad. Oh, feel bad for him. So he's out of the game for a while. So what we're gonna do, what Dana is gonna do for the heavyweight division, we throw an interim champion on the line for 2 of the most dangerous men, and whoever wins this is gonna match up with John Jones when he's ready to go, or just keep on holding that gold. So it's the way I describe it is Sergey Pavlovich. I love saying that every time. I fucking love it. He's the most damaging heavyweight in the division, and Tom Aspinall is the most technical heavyweight in the division. Both men, however, are equally dangerous. They're like that. So let's see who gets the win. I am personally rooting for Tom Aspinall. He actually has the height advantage by 2 inches, but Sergey Pavlovich has the arm length reach distance. It's crazy. So I am looking forward to this one. Both men are going to give it their all. It's 3 rounds. I don't think it's going to make it to the end. That's the co-main event to hype up an even more savage, even more dangerous main event. Jiří Procházka versus Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira. Yeah, Jiří Procházka. Okay, I'm really trying to just put a zang to the name. You know what I'm saying. Light heavyweight bout. Jiří Procházka, the number 1 light heavyweight of the world, goes against Alex Pereira, number 3 heavyweight in the world. Jiří's first fight after over a year from recovering from a shoulder injury, fighting for belt contention. This is what it is. Jamal Hill, I think, also just slightly out because of an injury, but I think he's good to return soon, or very soon. Jamal Hill, he's the current champion. This is just a fight to see who gets the next one. Okay, no need for an interim. There's no need for that, all right, because then you'd have to pay them more money, and they're already doing that for the co-main, right? Dana's already doing that for co-main. So Poatan also just had a huge fight. This is the reason why he's getting this big fight, is because he was able to beat the former light heavyweight champion, Jan Blachowicz. Poatan, Alex Pereira. He beat Jan Blachowicz in a decision. Both men are insanely skilled and so elite, yet they both have a combined total of 8 wins in the UFC. And there's so much hype behind these fighters because there hasn't been this much savagery. There simply hasn't. You haven't seen shit like this in a while. Okay, and I'm gonna read something off my phone to give you the perfect description. I got this off of Twitter from, I'm gonna give the source, MacMally MMA, at MacMally MMA. Yeah, this is this is Alex Pereira. He's the fighter from Brazil and embodies the spirit of an ancient Amazon jungle warrior. And the other, Yuri Prohaska, is a Czech who adopted the ways of the Japanese samurai and lives his life based off Bushido code. It's like the closest thing we'll ever get to real life Mortal Kombat. I don't have to say more. And these two are giants as well. They're light heavyweights, 205s. And they're honestly, size-wise, pretty evenly matched. This is going to be crazy. For the main event, 5 rounds, 25 minutes. Wow. The light heavyweight Jungle and Forest Savages go head-to-head in the Garden. It's like that Kill Bill scene. Wow. It's like that fucking Kill Bill scene with the oh my god, where she kills the fucking, the Japanese ones, like the samurai. Oh my, in the garden, like the koi garden. But in this case, it's the Madison Square Garden. Ladies and gentlemen, what a week to look ahead to. It's been real. We're gonna paint it black. Paint it black. We're also gonna be ballin' at what cost? I'll see you guys next week. It's been real. Love you guys.